Hey everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Adrian San Miguel. I'm a principal partner enterprise architect here at AWS, and I'm joined by a good friend of mine, Jeff. Say hey, Jeff.
Thanks, Adrian. Hey, everyone. My name is Jeff Marushak. I'm a senior solutions architect on our DoD Air Force team. And in this section, we'll dive into another use case that we often see with customers who want AWS services accessible in a metro area closer to them, and we're talking about hybrid cloud migrations. And to talk to us more about this, I welcome my colleague, Senior Product Manager for Local Zones, Sylvia Liu. Sylvia, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, thank you. Thanks, Jeff, and thanks, Adrian. Hi, everyone. I am Sylvia Liu. I'm a product manager on Local Zones, and I've been with AWS for 2 years. These 2 years, we've been launching Local Zones, expanding Local Zones rapidly in the US and globally. So far, we have 35 local zones globally, with 18 in the US and 17 internationally outside the US.
Okay.
Just last month, we launched a new local zone in Phoenix with newer generation of instances,
Perfect.
expanded EBS volume types, and more services. And these local zones, they have been helping our customers with their cloud and edge journey, including our section here, hybrid cloud migrations.
Sweet.
Yeah,
So let's dive in.
yeah, please. I'm selfishly super interested in hearing about this given my
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when it comes to customer use cases for accessing the cloud closer to their applications and end users, low latency is one of the main drivers. The access to low latency compute and storage unlocks the ability for organizations to not just deliver applications closer to their global users like we saw in the previous section, it also helps them to migrate to the cloud. Well, let's discuss that a little more. First, why do organizations want to migrate to the cloud? Well, scalability, better performance, and pay only for the resources you use all make the cloud very attractive to businesses of all sizes and industries.
Absolutely.
Yeah, however, not all workloads can be easily migrated to the cloud. You know, some of the workloads are location sensitive, that they tend to stay at or remain very close to their data sources, either because of the desired latency profile or because they're subject to some kind of regulatory requirements. As a result, some of these workloads cannot be easily migrated to the cloud without heavy lifting for refactoring.
Yeah, personally, I've seen that a ton with customers over the years, especially recently, where folks have the impetus to close the data center, switch to a different operating model, and start looking at hybrid cloud migrations. Can you give us some examples of some customer use cases here?
Yeah, sure. Examples exist across various industries. You know, we just talked about gaming and how gaming companies now run game servers distributedly across edge locations. Previously, they used their own maintained data centers to run these game servers to their gamers. While in regulated industries, such as real money gaming, including sports betting customers, regulations require gaming operators to run sensitive portion of their workload within the states where their customers live in. Before, these regulated, these real money gaming customers, they have to keep on premises for these sensitive portion of their workloads. Now, sports betting customers like FanDuel, they use AWS Local Zones in states where local zones have been approved for real money gaming workload, such as the local zones in Chicago and Denver. They also combine with AWS Outpost instead of procuring and managing their own computing service, which is operationally intensive for them. Now, they can easily scale up during peak season and not pay for the resources when demand is low. Besides, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, that's the scalability. That was one of the reasons why anyone likes it's advantageous to move into the cloud. So that scalability is there. I could see, for a betting site, certain sports are in season, and so their traffic is going to kind of ebb and flow a little bit. But what other industries outside of sporting do we see some examples where migrations using local zones are helping out?
Sure, we definitely have a lot of industries we can talk about. Now, let's shift gears to a very different industry, higher education.
That's interesting, yeah.
We are seeing more and more public universities who are on their cloud and digital transformation journey, taking their IT system from on-premises to the cloud to better serve their staff and students and other customers. Now, customers like Arizona State University, ASU, they have centralized their IT by moving their file storage system to AWS Local Zones in Phoenix.
And that's the new one that you just mentioned, that one of the new local zones.
Yeah, that includes that. They worked with us and our partner Cumalo to deploy a file storage solution in local zones. By moving their file storage system to cloud in local zones in Phoenix, which is in the same metro as where the university is located from US West region. The university was able to reduce latency down to under 10 milliseconds, the desired latency profile to serve their internal customers with better performance, higher scalability, and simplified operations.
Well, you don't think like home drives. You don't want your home drives to be 500 miles away. And so a local zone can allow it to be maybe 20 miles away. So I can see where that helps with latency.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Any other examples you might be able to share with us?
Sure. Another example we can highlight over here is all the way across the world in Australia. Curtin University, a global university based out of Perth, Australia. They had a similar experience moving to AWS Local Zones in Perth to facilitate collaboration among its global faculty. Curtin University, a global research university, serves a large student body, faculty, and research groups. They need easy access to large volume of research and operational data. Prior to their digital transformation journey, Curtin used on-premises resources, which was operational intensive for them and was expensive because they need to purchase the upfront hardware. When nearing the end term of their on-premises solutions, Curtin started exploring different cloud solutions.
That's pretty awesome. Before I volunteer to go help them out in Perth or do anything needed to be done in the local zone, can you explain to us what cloud solutions did they explore and how they go about and do them?
Yes, sure. So first, when they're looking for cloud storage solutions, they first find Amazon File System Service, FSX, works really well for them. However, Curtin is located, we just talked about it, in Perth, Australia, which is around 2,000 miles away from the nearest AWS region in Sydney. The access to FSX there in the region was too far away for them, which was around 45 milliseconds. While Curtin needed a solution to replace their on-premises solution, so one with the single-digit millisecond for their staff and students. So right about when they realized the latency to region would be too high, we announced the public local zone in Perth, which is in the same metro as where the university is located.
Perfect.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so here goes. Curtin worked with us and to test the local zone and also worked with our service partner to deploy AWS Storage Gateway in the Perth local zone, and hence created a cloud storage solution on AWS with lower than 10 milliseconds. The Perth local zone essentially brought AWS closer to their end users and resources and helped the university migrate their file system to the cloud, which is really critical to provide their students and researchers a smooth experience accessing research data and other resources for collaboration.
Yeah, that's a great example. So Sylvia, thank you so much for joining us and sharing some local zone examples, customer experiences. Adrian, thanks for being in here. And everyone, don't go too far. In a couple minutes, we'll be coming back to a great session about some machine learning at the edge and talking a little bit about SageMaker Jumpstart. So we'll be right back after this.